Okay, perfect. Okay, so where we left off, I'll just recap again. Sound check's always one of those things where we just have to check it, see if the signal's good, connection's good. But other than that, once we get it, we get it. So yeah, let's get to it. Let's get started. I'm going to start recording already. If you have any questions, obviously type it on the chat section. Okay, so let's get started. Obviously, welcome to the session. Remember that if you want to see more live streams like this and you want to see webinars, make sure that you check in with obviously the Trive Lab app. It will go live eventually, so just stay tuned with that. Check on the story. It will go live on that as well. Okay, so let's have a look here. So we have GPY. Clearly, we can see that we had a buy opportunity. Let me just remove that quickly. Here we can see we had a buy opportunity. Let me just remove it. Sell opportunity for GPY. I tracked it down in terms of what we can see here. This was the week before last week. Here you can see my clear 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. I only want a little bit of pairs or a little bit of pips in this trade. So as you can see, I was in and out of this trade, right? And look what happened after it hit my target, right? So yes, you can aim for your 1 to 5s. Yes, you can aim for your 1 to 10s, but you want to aim for stuff consistently every single day and every single week. Yes, you're not going to win every single trade, but obviously you need to be consistent. So have a set rules, have the rules that you're following consistently, and then go from that. That's the only way you'll consistently see actual data and results that you can repeat over time. It's actual data you can repeat through any size account. So there you go. So as you can see, there's the GBP, JP1, and then obviously for last week, I'm going to track that as we back test the setup. So you can see my GBP, JPY, that hit my target as well. Nice and quick in and out of the trade. I don't like to sit in the trades too long, but as you can see, in and out of the trade, nice and quick. It went further down. Yes, like I said, you can aim for way more. You can literally trail your stop loss into profits, but you need to understand your edge. What are you focusing on? You want to hit those 1 to 2s consistently, or do you want to hit 1 to 5s now and then? So it all depends on your strategy. It all depends on your system, what works for you. So try and figure that out. Out of the whole entire session, if anything, make sure you track your trades, you're journaling, no matter what amount you're earning at the moment. And then also make sure that you are just aiming for a certain amount of pips and you're happy with that. And also remember, the powerful part is where if you know, okay, where you aim for 1 to 2, you already know, okay, aim for 1 to 2, okay, what is my stop loss? Use the lot size calculator. It's on the website as well, my website. I use a lot size calculator as well. Understand it, and then you'll see. Okay, it's not about how many pips you can aim for. It's actually the lot size and the setup and the execution of the trade. So focus on that. Understand what your lot size is going to be, and then understand where your stop loss is going to be based on structure and your strategy, and then your target. And remember, pips only move a certain amount of pips in a day, so don't go and get greedy and aim for too much, and then you wonder, oh, you should have closed the trade, right? So be consistent. There you can see GBP/JPY, track your trades. Let's say you look at it. Your forecast, okay, GBP/JPY into this 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. These are my confluences. This is why I enter this trade, and then also write down the cons of the trade, right? Why would this trade hit stop loss? Really think about it, right? And then write that down and say, okay, could be volatile news. CPI news is coming up in maybe an hour or 2 hours. Could spike you out because it's still at entry. Could kick you out of break even perhaps. Or let's say just not enough momentum, not enough sellers in power at the moment, and it's just going to just be weak and hit your stop loss, okay? So there's different scenarios. Go through those, be realistic, and always make sure when you take a setup that your pros always outweigh your cons of a setup. If the cons of the trade is just not looking good, then clearly you already know. That's an indication. Don't take that setup. So there you go, GBP/JPY plus 3.2% on that trade. I'm risking 1.6% on that trade, and there you go, in and out of this trade, got 3.2% just on that last week. Let me just move it up a bit. Let's see if there's anything I can forecast for this week coming. So currently you can see the risk. As a side note, the risk of holding a trade over the weekend, you will get market gaps. Now, just be careful of that. If you're going to hold a trade over the weekend, just be aware of those risks, right? So let's say you're in a profit, the trade's in profit on Friday evening, and then you wake up Monday and you see, kicked you out, hit your stop loss. Why? Understand the risk, right? So when you take that trade on Friday, understand, okay, when you go through the pros and cons, you're going to see, okay, this is why I'm going to take this trade. And then also write down why this trade might hit stop loss, right? And you write down exactly and say, okay, it's because market gaps happen over weekends, so maybe it's going to hit stop loss. Go through those scenarios, be realistic with it, and then you'll start to see your results actually way better than what it was when you're focusing on the profit, right? So there you go. So GBP/JPY, I see nothing right now. So far, just made 3.2% on GBP/JPY. Let's have a look at. Yeah, I want to go through and pay quickly. This is what I wanted to do. Okay. Here you can see nicely. Let's see quickly. Yeah. Okay. Let's see nicely. So with USD/CHF, also had this one last week. Remember, we're backtesting the setups to check market outlook and what's happening forward. So here you can see broke structure. Here's my entry in my trade window. Also understand your trade window as well. Okay. So know when you're going to enter a trade, when you're going to enter a pair, when it's most, obviously, when it has the most volatility, most volume, you want to enter there. You're not going to enter your GBP at night, late at night. Okay. So just common sense there, you can avoid unnecessary losses. Okay, so here we go. So here's my entry. Here you can see around about 11, not too bad. USD/CHF, not too bad. Okay, as you can see, it's going to profits, right? And it comes back to entry, and then suddenly decides, okay, we're going to go and say hi to your stop loss area. Now, what's the difference between a consistently profitable trader with experience and a trader that clearly will probably try and interfere with the trade? They'll close the trade manually in hopes that they don't lose more, right? They're like, oh no, don't want to lose more. But the thing is, you need to make sure that you are just letting the trade play out. This is a beautiful example, actually, just to show you. Beautiful example in terms of the entry, how the market moves, and it doesn't always just move in your direction immediately. It doesn't always hit TP immediately. And imagine you close the trade right over here. Imagine you closed it right over here, and then suddenly boom, it's TP. So always let your trade play out. I can't stress this enough in terms of how many times the trade will go really close to one stop loss area. Okay, now then you'll see it. It goes really close to your stop loss area, and it suddenly turns around, hits your TP, no doubt about it. So keep holding your trades, let it play out, and obviously go through the pros and cons. And I think the reason why if you're dealing with this and you're not able to hold a trade and see it through is because you're not going through the pros and cons. You're focused on gains more than actual losses, that it's realistic that you could lose that. And so you start fantasizing about the amount that you're going to gain on your account, so putting it together, calculating it together. And then when it hits stop loss, you think, oh, why does it hurt so much? It's because you had that sort of anticipation of the amount that you were going to gain on this trade, right? And then when it doesn't happen, instead of you losing, let's say 1R, you're losing 3R. So that's why it hurts so much in terms of your psychology. What I'm seeing here in terms of forecasts, so what I'm seeing here in terms of the forecast for USD CHF, I can see that structure is building an uptrend, right? Structure is creating new higher highs right over here. And I can see it looks good. I'm going to keep an eye on this one. It's only Monday. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one for sell continuation. Looks like long-term direction. I will be looking for sell opportunities. Clearly, we have the most recent high within 5 weeks right over there. And so I'm just going to be looking for sell opportunities. As you can see, with wins, what comes with that? Losses as well, right? But if you know your edge and you know that over a series of trades, your edge will play out, right? Over a series of trades, you'll see, okay, your ROI is, let's say, positive plus 2% over the trades that you place, right? So if you have a 50% win rate, cool. Understand how many trades you should take in order to stay profitable. And I know that you're not going to win every single trade. You should know that if you want to take your trading career seriously, if you want to make sure, okay, you're getting into you're learning on the Trive Lab app, you're focusing on new webinars that's coming up, you're staying tuned every single time. I want you to understand that you're going to face losses here and there, you're going to face wins here and there as well. But always let your wins outweigh your losses. And once you know that, once you know you're going to face losses, and once you know you're going to face obviously eating take profit, you'll be fine. Okay? So just repetition, repetition, repetition. So yeah, I can see that structure is currently forming an uptrend here. Do we think that the dollar is going to get weaker? Remember there was USD news, what market shut down on USD, and it was Friday, Thursday, Friday, somewhere around there. Check the calendar in terms of volatile news. Check, okay, this is what's happening more or less with the US. Okay, what does technical market analysis say? Because I'm a technical market analyst, I don't focus on fundamentals in terms of my entries. But I focus on when there's high impact news events because that can impact impulsive moves, volatility on my trade, right? Either in my direction or if I get stop loss, right? So I paid attention to what's happening there, as usual, you should. High impact news event, NFP was coming up, and they were obviously saying it's not decided, they don't have a fixed time or date that it's going to happen. We'll know when it more or less happens, but it never happened, right? So I was like, okay, why is this trade going to hit stop loss if I enter USDC? Why is this trade going to hit stop loss? Okay, NFP is coming up. They're not sure about the date or time at the moment, so it could happen, might not happen. And also what's happening with the US, right? The shutdown. Okay, so am I willing to take the risk? Went through the pros, went through the cons. So that the dollar index technically was obviously getting stronger. I was going to take the risk. And it's a calculated risk. You're not going based on feelings, emotions, fears, thought processes. Please, you don't want to bring that into the markets. So make sure that you focus on, okay, facts. What is the market showing? Clearly you can see here. I went and checked the dollar index, checked that, checked USD CHF, and I entered and I took that calculated risk. Yeah, let me go back there. As you can see, took that calculated risk. Yes, it was in profits a bit, and then it went and hit stop loss, right? But that's part of it. That's part of trading. If you know what you're doing, that's part of trading. Don't go and say, oh, losses are part of it, but you're making the same silly mistakes over and over again when you could have avoided it. Okay, that doesn't count. So yeah, I can see it's forming structure. I can see that the dollar has reached. Let me just see if it's reached a new high quickly. Let's see if it's lower. Okay, I wanted to reach that price over there. You see where the red horizontal line is? I wanted to reach that price over there, 9856 or 98.568. I wanted to reach that price and break that price. It's looking like see this gap over here. Market will probably want to rebalance that, but by the looks of it, it could just possibly continue going further up. The dollar could strengthen even more based on what I'm seeing. I'll give it a 50% chance, but we'll check structure in terms of the setup here. Let's see USD Okay, I see structure forming here. Let's see it. Structure's forming. See structure forming. Mark that quickly. Okay, I wanted to sort of go a little bit like that. Maybe it can go a little bit higher, create a new high, and then I want to see break of structure, and then just obviously continue going further down. Let me just move that out the way. So I'm only looking for sales in USD at the moment. We already have the high of the 5 weeks. So I'm currently just looking for sell continuations for bearish momentum. Anything opposing to that would possibly be, a reversal in my book based on strategy. So yeah. So as you can see, gain 3.2% on USD plus 1.6% on this one here. So you can see we might get another opportunity coming up soon, and then we'll see from there. Okay, yeah, okay, not too bad. GBWY 3.2% gain, USD 3.2% gain, and then USD minus 1.6. Not too bad. Let's check USD Canadian. That was one of my setups as well. I'm going to back this just a little bit. Let's back this just a little bit. I'll get to this one right now. The trade I'm busy with. Beautiful move over here. Let me just move it down a little bit. That's where I exited the trade. Show you something. Look at that. You have to keep holding your trades, guys. You're missing out on profits if you don't hold your trades. Let it play out. Let it play out. We did the analysis for a reason. We took the entry for a reason. As you can see, another beautiful example this week. As you can see, it came all the way down. Very, very close. Let me just move it up a bit. Very, very close, right? Look at that. And then kept holding my trade. Second day, hits target. Okay, so there you go. Plus 3.2%. This is only a suggestion, but you can trade as you wish according to your strategy and what works for you. Less pairs allows you to focus on being more accurate, getting those best setups that you possibly can. Here you go with USD Canadian. You saw USD CHF. There was no opportunity there because it hit stop loss already. No new structure. We'll keep an eye on that one. Okay. USD CHF, current USD Canadian, what I can currently see, what I wanted here. I wanted structure to break this previous low right over here. Can you see that? Break this price over here. Close below that. Perfect. Looks good to me. And then I want to see break of structure. And as you can see, we're just in profits at the moment. Remember, anything can happen. Volatile news can happen. Anything unexpected can happen. That's part of trading. But you can take calculated risk. And so do that. Okay. Here's Euro GBP. I didn't take this setup. I wanted market structure to obviously break over here and then come down. As you can see, Friday broke structure, but it was outside of my trading window. You see that? Outside of my trading window. and I wasn't going to take it. Yet it played out in my favor, but remember, it played out in my favor now, but next time it might not. So always make sure that you are consistently following your rules, consistently following every single thing that you need to do. And from there, make sure that you repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. That's how you're going to get consistent results. If you don't do that consistently, how do you expect to get consistent results, right? So, okay, perfect. Okay, so here's a little bit of extra. Do you guys have any questions? Let me just see here. Let me just see it quickly. Okay, just doing a quick breakdown. We're not really going through that. Maybe when you want to attend the Trive Lab app, when it's going live, there'll be webinars. I'll be doing more sessions there, and yeah, I'll do more breakdowns over there. There'll be more sessions like this with Trive Lab as well. Make sure that you are there. You're saying attention, follow me on Instagram, follow them, Trive Lab or Trive SA, and then follow them there. And then, yeah, stay tuned and see and stay updated. Okay, awesome. Okay, so here's something that I want to show you that I feel like will be really valuable for you. So let's have a look. If you need me to repeat anything, it's going to be a little bit loud, but if you need me to repeat anything, just let me know. I'll check it quickly. But this is something you can take notes down as well if you want to.